Welcome back, boys of summer. Michael Carianis and Jimmy Smith on SEN 1170 AM in Sydney, SEN app. Of course, still to come, Bryce McGain talking cricket just after 8 o'clock. We'll also do questions without notice. So if you've got something, a rumour that you've heard, something you want clarified, further information on when it comes to your club, make it rugby league specific.
Illawarra Hawks.
Yeah, exactly. Get your questions in. We'll do that a little bit later on this hour. So just to let you know, Michael Carianis and I, first fracture of the summer, you've handed over the responsibility of song trivia.
I didn't know there was a responsibility.
Well, I just thought it was your song.
Trivia. And then you're like, oh, why don't you look anything up? I'm like, well, it doesn't interest me.
And that's right.
So you're taking the reins, hopefully not of all the music.
No, not the music, but just whenever the music is offered, that
Yes.
we are able to bring something to the table, something that is of interest to you, but you've now divorced yourself from that. And
Your responsibility.
now that's my responsibility. I've never agreed with you so strongly, Jimmy. Adam Dewey should have been targeted, even offered captaincy to get him there. Paulie from West Walls End, no doubt. P.S., says Paulie, you cannot call someone the full package if their focus is so narrow.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, well, I think what
That's
Fletch was
fair.
referring to was the triple threat that you present, radio, TV, and, of course, newspapers. And then he was watching Vision of You on NRL 360 and basically saying, wow, take a look at him. He is the full package, which brings us to this.
It's time for the boys of summer to unpack the big issue. This is the full package.
Sydney's most respected newsbreaker.
When does he get here?
Michael Chammer still on holiday, so no, come on. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. But what we are talking about is the revelations that have come around Jayden Campbell, and he is the target of a huge offer, an oversized offer, let's call it that, from the Perth Bears, $1.2 million over 5 years, so that's a $6 million deal for a player who we believe has an offer on the table at the Gold Coast Titans for $850,000 a year.
Yes.
Don't know the time, the length.
The
length of deal.
Yeah, I feel like if we start with the Bears, I can understand why they've made this offer, because it's Jaden Campbell is a really, really good attacking player.
I agree.
25 years of age.
Can I also say that at 25 years of age, I think his best footy, I think his ceiling is really high.
Yes.
And it's clear that that's in front of him.
Yep, definitely. Goal kicker.
81.5%.
You lock that away.
Yep.
Okay, you sign him, you go, all right, well, my goal kicker's sorted.
Yep.
If I find a better one, I find a better one. But if he's kicking at 80+%, that's pretty good.
Correct.
When you work out the dynamic of your squad, okay, because this is the big jigsaw for Perth, what they need to do now is they got to sign 30-plus players.
Yes.
Okay, and they got to obviously fill positions out. The benefit of signing someone like Jayden Campbell is, okay, when you jotting down your best 17, I can put him at 1. I can put him at 6. I can put him at 7. Okay, so it doesn't. For mine, he's got to play 1 or 7, right? But it doesn't hamstring you from if someone falls out. If Ryan Pappenhausen turns around tomorrow and goes, you know what, I think I might want to play for Perth.
Yeah.
Well, you sign Paps and you can move Jayden Campbell into the halves. Okay, so it doesn't hamstring you because he's got such an ability to play multiple positions.
I don't know who this was, whether it was Chuck or Mitch, that said he'll be fine for goal kicking unless Corey Bocking, the Panthers trainer, is with the Panthers over there in Perth. Thank you, Mitch.
He's at South now, Corey Bocking.
Yes, we saw that.
Anyway.
To be fair,
yes,
I actually think that Jayden has all the makings of an outstanding 5'8". And if Toby Sexton was the halfback, I would be very comfortable. I think that
it could work,
match as half and 5'8" would work well.
So that's what I mean. He doesn't stop you from signing
a
gun half, a gun fullback, because you know he's going to be very good in whatever position you play him. Right? So that's the benefit of that. You talk about the half, it's my understanding that Toby Sexton will go to the Bears.
Yep.
Okay, 1 year in Catalans and then go to the Bears. So potentially he's your number 7, so you're looking at 1 or 6 for Jayden Campbell. The money is ridiculous, right? Like, it's it puts him into the top echelon of paid players into the game. And we're talking in 2 years' time. So the deals, there'll be more $1 million players each season, right? But if we're looking at him earning $1.2 million a season, that's, double than what Reece Walsh earned this year.
Put it in those contexts.
It's puts him around what Mitch Moses will get at Parramatta, Tom Trbojevic at Manly. There's only a handful of $1.2 million players, right? So it puts him as a top 10 paid player.
And he's not a top 10 player.
No, he's
we agree on that.
And I don't think he will ever get to being a top 10 player.
So here's the other thing. Will he ever get to a contract worth $1.2 million? Let's say he signs 3 years for the Gold Coast Titans at $850, and at 28 years of age, you then go, wow, this guy's elite. We're going to give him 1.2, knowing that the salary cap is different, going to go up.
Yeah. I think that's his ceiling.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll ever earn more than one. Like, he'll ever be worth more than that.
So one of the things that, and I read the quotes from Scotty Sattler, who's the general manager of football there, saying all the right things about the environment that they're going to create under Josh Hannay there at the Gold Coast Titans, et cetera, et cetera. And then the other part was, the family links to the Gold Coast Titans, which was Preston Campbell debuted for the Gold Coast Chargers.
Yes, he did, yes.
And then came back and played for the Gold Coast Titans back in 2008.
Yep, that definitely happened. But also you can go on the flip side going, well, Preston Campbell knows what it's like to start a franchise.
He's a pioneer. Exactly. There's the other part too. Oh, son, I want to talk to you about the Gold Coast Titans. Son, I also want to talk to you about being a pioneer.
Correct. And he bounced around, played at the Sharks, won a Cop at Penrith, and back at the Gold Coast, right? So I get it. I think he'd be crazy not to take the deal. If you're getting 5 years at around 1.2 and you're getting 800 for who knows how length of time at the Gold Coast Titans, I think the gap is too significant. And I think another club would probably make him $1 million player, but I don't think anyone's going to make him a 1.2. I don't think another club would make him a $1.2 million player.
Yeah, I think you're right. Did I just hear Jimmy say Toby Sexton was a serviceable half with Jayden Campbell at 6? Basically saying Campbell better than Burton, says Andrew. Better than Burton. If I'm building a franchise, I'm going Jaden Campbell ahead of Matt Burton.
I think Matt Burton's a centre.
There you go. So you're agreeing with me on that one?
Always.
First time this summer. If not Campbell is a top 10 player, it's purely that he's available. So his contract money is based on that fact. He's not a top 10 half or a top 10 fullback, but he's probably a top 10 player available to be signed. That's a way to put it.
Would he be a top? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well said.
As
well
a from
definitely,
DY.
Definitely a top 10 player on the market. Would he be a top 10 fullback? Be close.
Well, you've got Keanu Kinney in front of him.
I'll sit there and do my fullback.
He won't make the top 10 fullbacks.
There's a lot of them.
Yes. There's a lot of very, very good ones. We have to rule Ryan Pappenhausen out of that now. He would have been a top 10 fullback.
Yes.
But now he's not. I would have given Perth a 10% increase in the salary cap. No. That's from Andrew.
No. I'm not a fan
Essentially,
of that.
That's what the
Perth,
Chiefs are getting.
Yeah, I'm sorry, PNG
Port Moresby.
Yeah. I understand that for PNG.
You don't see the same challenges with Perth.
Not the same. I say similar. I don't think Perth is going to be significantly easier to sign players than it will be to go to PNG. And then, what does it mean for the Titans? Well, I've been banging on for the last 3 or 4 years. They cannot have Brimson, Kinney, and Campbell in their top squad.
No.
It's too much money invested in players that play too similar.
Yep, I agree with that.
And I think that, the fear for the Titans has been so long that three of them are very good players, NRL players. Kinney, Brimson have played rep footy.
So is there a fear here for the Titans that Jaden Campbell accepts their deal? Because then you've got them all on long-term deals on big money.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't balance my squad with those three in it. You just can't balance your squad like that.
Well, they're prepared to. Look, they've made a big offer to him.
But maybe they keep him and move one of the other. Well, move.
Well, they're both
Brimson.
they're both signed long. They're both signed long term.
They just re-signed Kinney as well.
Yep.
But so what's Kinney's only a fullback?
Correct.
Okay. So here's your number one. Campbell can play in the halves for the Titans.
Yep.
So where does that leave Brimson?
You can't, I couldn't play Jayden Campbell and AJ Brimson
Correct.
together in the halves.
And he's not a centre.
No. Well, he is. He's a good centre.
No,
but now you're paying
Brimson-
him too much money. He's a very good centre, AJ Brimson.
He's an elite. I think he's a very good fullback. I think he's an okay centre, and he's not $1 million centre.
No. Name me $1 million centre.
Stephen Crichton.
No, I don't think Stephen Crichton's $1 million centre. They're paying him $1 million, but I don't think he's $1 million centre. Do you think he's the best centre in the game, Stephen Crichton? I could argue Katoni Staggs played as well as Stephen Crichton.
Yes, no, Katoni Staggs had a bumper season, but hasn't done it for as long as Stephen Crichton.
No, I agree with that.
So Stephen Crichton's the best centre in the game.
Oh, Katoni Staggs played State of
goes
Origin
like this,
3 years.
Yeah, but he's done this. He's gone up and down, up
It's
and down.
radio, so what's that
He's gone
mean?
up and down. He's
Up
gone
and
up and
down.
down.
Okay,
right?
there we go, roller coaster.
Where Stephen Crichton hasn't. He's been pretty consistent for extended periods. Herbie Farnworth's a great player.
Oh, there's one. Is Herbie Farnworth $1 million centre?
Be close to.
That's the good example. All right, here's the other part to this. They signed Jayden Campbell, the Perth Bears.
Yes.
Does that attract other players for you? Is that a big enough domino to fall? Like, the Dolphins were looking for Munster. The Dolphins were looking for Brandon Smith. They ended up with Jesse Bromwich.
Does it attract players? No, but it doesn't. Like, he's still a good sign-in. Like, I don't think he doesn't. He won't drag people. You're not going to go, I'm going to go play with Jayden Campbell, right? Which, with all due respect. But you look at the way, as you said, the Dolphins missed out on a lot of big-name players. At Kalen, they wanted. Munster, they wanted.
Yep.
Brandon Smith, right? These are guys I thought they could have got at some point. They didn't nail them. But they still put together a very good squad, and look at the direction they're headed now.
Yes.
So...
But, I won't say they were fortunate, but the things played out for them with Isaiah Katoa. Like, he was stuck behind Nathan Cleary at Penrith. They went, right, let's draft him as a youngster.
Huge risk, though. Huge risk signing.
They didn't pay him a whole heap of money.
They would have paid him like $600,000 to get him out of Penrith.
Isaiah Katoa?
Initially.
Nowhere near that.
What do you think
Nowhere near that. Half
they offered
that,
him
less than half.
No chance. No chance. Half that. What are you talking about? How was it?
I reckon his first deal was $275.
Yeah. No, first year of his first deal. No way. It was a long-term deal. Do you think they signed him for 4 years?
He's re-signed in the time since then.
But do you think his initial deal wasn't? It wasn't. No, wait. No way was it a $200,000 deal throughout that contract. No way.
If Jayden Campbell is your marquee player, load up on them in the wooden spoon market. That's from Brett.
No.
Boys, the Bears and the Chiefs should get recruitment dispensation. In last night's AFL draft, Queensland and New South Wales clubs got preferential treatment to claim talent. Yeah, Jace, I think that's because they've invested a lot of money into them, right, via their academies. So that's why they get preferential treatment. I think that's right. Chuck, you're the AFL. Yep, we're getting a little nod and a thumbs up on that one. Early Crow Perth Bears will go the same way as the Western Reds, out the back door. It won't work over there. Should have had another team in New Zealand. No, that's not right, 347. Just to let you know, the Western Reds were going well. They were tracking well as an organisation and as a franchise. They were a victim of the amalgamation of Super League and the ARL.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's what happened there.
And the fact we went to 20 teams and it was a lot.
Exactly.
A lot.
Gav says, hey, boys, how funny to see the Aussie Rules team, the Southport Sharks, get a new 21,000-seat stadium while the NRL Sharks are looking at expanding their Portaloo total at their ground. What Southport Sharks? Where's that, Gav? Is that on the Gold Coast? Southport Sharks? Okay. Is that who went and played at Southport? Did Israel Folau go and play AFL there? Funded by Palmer.
Clive Palmer.
Did that happen? I think that happened, didn't it? Jayden Campbell is proof Perth has been rushed, and it's ridiculous that they get no concessions or benefits. I can see Commission having an emergency meeting before Origin about Perth 27 and concessions. So what are you going to get concessions there? That's leaving it a bit late. All right, we'll give you some more money.
It'll be too late by then.
Yeah.
If they were going to do it, they would have had to been done by now.
The Matchville Eagle says Tolotau Kola is a great centre. Well, he's not in that class. He's not in that.
He's not in the Stags. He could be.
I think he's an outstanding fullback.
Yeah.
Fullback.
You just
waiting
love to see
happen.
him get his hands on the ball more.
Why do you think? And I was thinking about it. I think it's because he can play centre and possibly wing. Why did they go when Tom's not fullback? They go Lehigh.
Yeah, I think that's why.
I think Kohler has his ceilings higher.
I agree. No,
Then
I agree.
Lehigh.
Yeah, I agree.
Then Lehigh.
Agree. If I'm a club, I'm looking at going, well, you want to play fullback? Here's $1 million to come play fullback for me.
Continue the discussion. Jayden Campbell to the Perth Bears. What does it mean for the Bears? What does it mean for Jayden? It means lots and lots of money. And is it going to have a negative impact on this Gold Coast Titans roster? Sam Phillips coming up very shortly. If you've got a question without notice to the full package, get us on the text line 0457 736 736.